The Padres are in agreement with a starting pitcher. Welcome back to Clem Hawks. I'm Gillis TV, and if you're new to the channel and don't mind hitting that subscribe button, as we are on our way to 5,000. A little bit about the channel quickly for everyone new. We do anything MLB, whatever comes up in the rumor mill, trade mill, whatever there is, the news out there, we got it covered. And thank you guys so much for the support. Now let's get into it. The Padres and free agent righty Michael Wacha are in agreement on a contract per reports from Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic. The CAA client deal is still pending a completion of a physical. Of course, last year a couple injuries with the Red Sox, but when he wasn't injured, he was one of their star players, if not their ace at times last season, putting up a 11-2 record in 23 games with a solid ERA and whatnot. So this is great for the Padres to kind of fill out that starting rotation if Wacha can pass his physical. Wacha's 31 was the best remaining starting pitcher on the market and arguably the best free agent left standing overall. The right-hander turned in 127 1/3 innings of 3.32 ERA ball in 2022. A fine rebound showing after a tough 3-year stretch from 2019 to 2021. Wacha's 6% walk rate in 2022 was particularly sharp, and he scaled back his home run rate quite a bit in 2022, only giving up 1.83 home runs per 9, which is really good for Michael Wacha. The 2022 performance, however, wasn't without its red flags. A pair of trips to the IL, one for a strain and one for a shoulder inflammation, limited him to 23 starts. That shoulder issue was his fourth IL placement due to his shoulder trouble since 2014. Ultimately, Wacha had a solid season, but can't reasonably be expected to show that what he had last season from injury perspectives. Now, I'm going to stop the article there because they get into, all this nonsense of analytics. And you know what? The only analytics that matter is how they perform year in and year out. And over the course of Michael Wacha's career, he even said there, from 2019 to 2021, it was a struggle as he went 6-7 with the Cardinals for a 4.76 ERA. With the New York Mets, he went 1-4 with a 6.62 ERA. In 2021 with Tampa, he went 3-5 with a 5.05 ERA. So last year was a really good stretch for Michael Wacha. The only problem is 2 trips to the IL limited his games to 23. In 2020, it was the same stuff where he was only limited to 8 games that year. A lot of injuries happening with Michael Wacha, and that is one thing that this physical will show is, hey, can he be that guy to not get injured? Like, how's that shoulder? Because if he's going to the shoulder or to the injury list 4 times because of the same shoulder, then something's wrong with that shoulder. I know that for a fact. I got a messed up knee because of playing baseball, and I personally, just threw it off. Hey, it'll recover, whatever. I didn't need to get anything done. I needed to get surgery on it eventually because I damaged it that much. So with Michael Wacha, that's going to be part of this physical where, yes, he had a really good season last year, but the red flag is that shoulder. How can the Padres help Michael Wacha not injure that shoulder? Is it, hey, instead of you going 7 innings when you're doing good, we're going to stop you at 6, let the bullpen do the rest. It's nothing against you. We just don't want you hurt. We've seen that with the Blue Jays where Ryu goes 5 innings. Yes, sometimes it's a pitch count, but sometimes it is just the fact that you don't want to overdo a player. And maybe with Michael Wacha, it is one of those types of things where you don't want to overdo him. Don't want to cause anything. So maybe throwing, say, 10, 11 innings over 15 innings could save Michael Wacha's shoulder a bit. If he could do what he did last year, he will stay healthier longer and whatnot. Like I said, he played in 23 games. He had 23 quality starts last year, 1 complete game. So right there, A complete game. Yes, it is great to see pitchers have complete games. But at the end of the day, when you know a guy like Michael Wacha has these shoulder injuries, don't push him. I get it if, it was a shutout, whatever. If it was a no-hitter, cool. I know fans like to see that. But as a team, as the team doctor, as the team coach, you need to think about the health of this player for the long run through the season. So I'm hoping Michael Wacha does come out and say, hey, you know what? I'm good. This physical went well. Like, what can we do to make sure it doesn't happen? And it could be one of those things. So in 127 1/3 innings pitched last season, he gave up 111 hits, only 49 runs. 47 were earned, 18 home runs, and that is pretty good. For 18 home runs on 49 runs given up, 31 runs were basically just hit and brought in runs. Couple of those could have been errors there too, getting the guy into scoring position. But at the same time, those are pretty good stats for a guy like Michael Wacha, who, I know Padre fans are going to be like, hey, we know this guy can do well, but can he actually keep producing? Can he do what he did last year, even with the injury? And I know I'm stressing a lot about the injury stuff, but it's because injuries play a factor to everyone in sports. We've seen it, as a Toronto Raptors fan. We saw it with Kawhi Leonard when they won it. Load management is a thing for superstar players. And if they can load manage the innings pitched by Michael Wacha, hey, we got an extra day off. Let's kind of just throw a sixth guy in the rotation for this day. Michael Wacha gets a couple more days off, heals that arm. Because, in professional sports, people are getting banged up even if it doesn't show it. We see it in hockey, football, baseball. It could just be a little, twist of the ankle for someone in the MLB, and it could cause them to miss a few games. So with that being said, it is going to be a load management thing with Michael Wacha for the Padres, and hopefully this deal is pretty good. I hope it's more than a year. Michael Wacha proved it last year that he deserves to be, on a 2-3 year contract, not these 1 year contracts he's been doing over the course of the last 4 years, where in St. Louis he actually played really good and then got shipped to the Mets. And, playing in those organizations could cause a lot of drift between a player and stress and stuff. So hopefully the Padres can manage his workload and he can shine for the Padres. But hey, that is it for me today. I'm Gillis TV. I'll catch you on the next one.